Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
Today is episode 220, Steps to Create a Timeless Kitchen. And the show notes for today's episode can be found at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/220. And you know, I love a classically designed kitchen. So this is right up my alley. This is going to be so fun today.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that if you create something that is more timeless than trendy, especially in the kitchen, be trendy with your accessories, go as timeless as you can with what you put into your kitchen, your big ticket items and your stationary items, and you'll have a kitchen that looks in style and timeless for a long time.
Well, and the problem is if you go too trendy and then it goes out of style in a few years, these are big ticket items, changing out countertops and appliances. I mean, so I agree with you. Get a trendy tea towel, but don't get a trendy refrigerator or countertop.
That's it.
Okay.
And I absolutely.
Maybe Yvonne could do with her some of her with loves. With loves.
Okay.
What few things might date a kitchen?
Oh, definitely. I think the cabinets. You know, I look at golden oak cabinets, and you know it's from the 90s.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
definitely.
Or earlier.
Or earlier. You know the kind I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there's a style that goes with that are like arched at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to stay away. I would stay away for now. I mean, golden oak may come back in strong, but definitely. And if you have golden oak and love it, by all means, we're happy for you. But that is something that you might want to even have painted, because painting cabinets is a lot cheaper than buying all new ones.
Well, and this is interesting you're talking about this because, you know, we have this house in North Carolina that we're planning to retire at, and it actually has golden oak cabinets, which I have never been a fan
Bring them
of.
back. You bring those
No,
back.
I'm not bringing them back. No, those puppies are getting ripped out as soon as I'm ready. But
So you're not going to repaint. You wouldn't paint them.
Well, no, I mean, we'll probably reface the cabinets, which is
Mm-hmm.
just the front. However, that's a very expensive, that's still not cheap
Mm-hmm.
because they're replacing the doors and the whole fronts of the cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rip out the upper cabinets, but I'm replacing with shaker style cabinet doors. I think that's what I have in my house now. And that's a very classic, clean, simple.
Clean
There's
line.
no arches. There's no frilly things. It's a very simple but classic look. And I think you really can't go wrong with that.
Can you go a little deeper for people that might not be able to visualize a shaker right off the bat? Just explain it in a little more detail.
I'm not sure I can. And let's see. My skills at describing that may not be the best, but it's a very simple design. I mean, it's like your cabinets are flat, and then you have a piece of wood around all the edges that's maybe about an inch or two wide. That's along the top, bottom, and the sides.
Yeah, so it's like
you
framed.
did a beautiful job.
It has a frame around it.
Right.
Yes, it's like it has a
The
frame,
flat
but
cabinet
a plain
with a frame.
flat frame.
Mhm.
Yeah, the frame is not right. But some of these older cabinets, they had, like you said, the arches and all these, I don't know, carved. I don't know. It's just kind of just a lot of details that end up looking kind of messy later on, or too busy.
Well, the other thing that I would choose extremely wisely, and that is my countertops. I think those are the two big items that are, they're in there unless somebody wants to do a demo. And the countertops, and I would think even before you think, oh, this is so pretty, you need to think, what is durable? And I think you can go with again, I just love all the people out there. So if you have colored speckled granite countertops, but we're seeing a real trend towards them saying, okay, this is really dated looking. That doesn't mean yours isn't beautiful. I really don't want people to come away thinking, oh, everything in my kitchen just stinks, oh, this is horrible. But if we're thinking about to make a timeless kitchen, I keep my countertops in the quartzite. Now, marble is not that durable, but I know, Kelly, you've had great success in it. Soapstone is very classic. It's very durable. I do have a couple dinks in it, but that's just part of the beauty of soapstone. But going the way of something that is more solid in color, but extremely durable.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah. And I would agree with what you're saying, Yvonne. And if I were right, I mean, it's like hindsight's 2020, but I think, and I have a friend who did a Tuscan kitchen right at the tail end of that, and it's beautifully designed. I mean, it was not a cheap kitchen. It's a very, very expensive, beautiful kitchen. And she went with a brown marble. It's beautiful marble, but not as clean and classic as the white. And,
right. And listen to white, Kelly.
Right. I mean, and so, I mean, really, I think I look back in these, if you look back in old homes around turn of the century, what did you see? You saw that maybe the hex tile or black, you saw maybe floors that were either wood or black and white. You saw white cabinets, you saw marble countertops, subway tile. These are things, they ebb and flow in and out of popularity, but they are classics. So if I were looking for something that was going to stand the test of time for the longest amount of time, I would go black and white or gray. Maybe quartzite, maybe quartz or granite. But if it's granite, I would go with black or what I have, which is White River, which looks very similar to marble, but it's not.
Well, that's what I see. That's what I would go for. That's why I chose quartzite. It's so durable and it can look, I mean, it will fool your eye as far as marble goes.
No, I thought you did soapstone. Are you changing yours out?
I did soapstone. Oh no, I love my soapstone. I was thinking about putting a big slab of quartzite, white quartzite on my island just to break up the black. I'm thinking about it because what I do, and here's how I think I keep my kitchen timeless. We built our home 24 years ago. I have a white kitchen that is like an upscale farmhouse. It has like rounded corners and fluting and great big moldings, but it's very, very classic. I did have just like not a very good grade of countertop when we moved in. I did have a desk area. So we had like a big remodel, had it repainted again because white. And then this was about 6 or 7 years ago. Well, I'm up to now I'm doing like a mini refresh. So every 7, I get the 7-year itch where, okay, I'm going to put new lighting in. I'm going to put a new faucet in. I'm going to put a subway tile backsplash. Although I've been seeing a lot that's maybe not the wisest choice to put in because again, things come and go, and it is somewhat of a classic now. And so I keep doing these mini updates to keep it fresh because I know so many people and so many of my clients, they'll ask me, what about the kitchen? Well, you just want to say to them, I mean, how much do you want to do? And they say, I really don't like the look. They have done nothing in it for 20 years. And that's where you run into problems. You want to do these mini updates as you go along so you don't end up with a full gut job. Do you know what I'm saying?
Today, the kitchens that are the style of kitchen that is really popular today does incorporate all these timeless elements. When you think about what the kitchen, if you had the kitchen of your dreams or the kitchen that's getting pinned the most right now, the kitchens that you see in the magazines or on the blogs, they have a lot of timeless qualities. They're usually in the white or the gray, marble or light colored countertops, very popular. Sort of a wood flooring. I would say almost investment type of appliances. People are maybe not getting as many as they were a couple of years ago when everybody had to have 12 freezer drawers and all this, but they're getting better basic ones. So they're going to last a long time and they're not really in quirky colors or anything like that. And the lighting seems to be good. You're seeing, I think what we're seeing now, the trends are really the classics. Because
I agree with you.
If you hearken back to not too long ago, it was highly distressed cabinetry, the Tuscan thing with the mural with the cypresses behind your range.
Oh, that was well, again, harking to the 90s.
Right. The giant corbels and, coming down on the island where, it was kind of like, you thought like Pierre Cardin was going to come down the stairs or something, into that kitchen. Like it was just, like Ricardo Montalban, it's just like, this kitchen may not even go with the rest of the house, but that was the kitchen of the rage, 20 so years ago. So sometimes somebody ends up with that. So
hugely oversized,
right.
Spacious. But, you said something interesting this is the other thing. Don't get crazy on your oven hood. That's not in anymore, first of all. And that's not a timeless look. I mean, these big, huge oven heads with these big bulkheads and massive moldings and things. That's not a timeless look. And they just cost so much money. So keep it simple. I think simple sometimes is best because it's most elegant.
And you're talking about the
range hoods.
Yeah. So like the vent hoods, that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a really intensive post on those about, how many BTUs you need and all that kind of stuff. I spent so much time learning about that because I was gifted with the purchase of the house the beautiful antique stove that I had. And I thought, wow, this is going to kick off a lot of, you know what, you guys? I couldn't figure out how to make one work in the room and with the stove because it was, you can really only have one big focal point. And in my kitchen, it's that stove. And I didn't want it competing. And then we would have had to soften it. And I thought, it's California. I can have the door open.
There you go.
6 out of 7 days a week and open it. And I have a lot of ventilation. I didn't even put one.
I know you didn't. You have a shelf, and you have a shelf. But some people,
no,
like
I don't
me,
have. I have. Well,
what do you have over that?
The stove has a shelf attached to it, but I have no ventilation on my stove.
Oh wow! Well, sometimes, there's too many people cooking in my kitchen, and the smoke detector does tend to go off when other people are in there.
You just have a hot house.
But I have a 48-inch stove, and this was a big discussion I had with my builder because I didn't want the XJ9000, that thing that will remove all the air from the house in 2 seconds.
Suck up people under 100 pounds.
Yeah, right. But he said, no, you have the 6 burn. I said, but I'm not going to use all of them. I just want it because it's pretty. But anyway, he insisted, so I ended up doing that.
If you're looking for a timeless look, get some nice windows in your kitchen. The one thing, if I had to change one thing that I can't change because I don't want to spend the money on it, I would have made a much bigger window. Now we have it over the windows over my sink, and I have like a regular size window. I would have tripled that and then done a transom at the top or something. I think if you're thinking about doing a build, or if you're getting a new to you home and doing some in gutting the kitchen, really think long and hard about that. Now you're going to lose cabinet space at the top, but for me, I think it would be worth it. So think about choosing like what kind of window you want up there. I would have done like 3 big panels at least.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I mean, I wish that house that we plan to retire to, there's a beautiful view down the mountain, and I wish it does have a lot of windows, but yeah, I would have put bigger windows on for sure.
And those will stand the test of time. They will always look timeless and beautiful. Everybody loves a huge big window, but we're not talking about like the rounded out windows that become these like greenhouse things. I'm thinking of way back.
Oh, there was one of those here in my house too. It was, I think he had it like stuck on with gum. It was the craziest thing. Yeah, literally. I mean, it was like when we went out to the back, we noticed that he had like poles, like not even poles, just like pieces of wood holding the base of it up. It was crazy. Yeah. This was definitely, quite a job to fix this place up. But I'm really happy. I mean, I am the happiest in my kitchen, and I truly believe, and, things could change and I could change, and, life's a journey and all that. But I am I am 99.9 plus 0.9% sure that I will love this kitchen for the next 30, 40 years, and that whoever gets to be the next steward of my house and bring it into
I love
yet
that.
another century is going to love the kitchen, because we went and I had the opportunity to do it. And, because it was such a mess, there was no choice. I mean, I had to have a new kitchen. But I really, because of the style of the house, it really led me in the direction of timeless choices. But no matter what kind of house you're in, if you can stick to these timeless elements that we're talking about, you're going to be happy in your kitchen for a long time. It's going to do really well in resale. And it doesn't mean you have to have an all white sterile kitchen. So don't be fooled by these articles you're reading. Oh, the white kitchen is out, or you see tons of super white, like almost hurts your eyes kitchens on Pinterest and places. You don't have to have that kind of white kitchen. I don't. I have a wooden floor. I have other elements in there. I've used Simply White by Benjamin Moore, which is a softer white. But what's beautiful about having a kitchen like that too, and having a neutral backdrop, is just like we're saying about our neutral homes in general. You can add those pops of color whenever you want. If I want to go yellow and bring in those kinds of touches, or sometimes I just say, I picked up a certain color flower at the grocery store. Now I'm going to pull out a few things that I have that are orange or whatever. I can pop anything in there and make it fresh, make it kind of fun for a week or two, and then change it out. And that's a really nice way to live, because you don't have to be redoing, and you don't have to say, oh my gosh, I wish I hadn't chosen that mural of Tuscany. Honey, do you think we can just,
I'm paid all that money.
Get this out of here. You don't want to do that every 20 years or 10 years or 5 years.
Right. And I don't even care if the brown comes back. I just, I'm happy with the white. And I just think, you know what, even if the brown comes back and the brown granite countertops, I'll just wait it out. Yeah, because I just don't think it's going to be a classic for the long haul.
No, it's not going to be timeless. It is not going to be timeless.
And that's what we're talking about.
It could come back, and it could be the hot thing, and everybody, that's doing designer showcases, houses could be doing it. But that doesn't mean your house with all these timeless elements is ever going to be out of style or look dated.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health: potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants.
But here's the thing. They do come back, but they come back in fresh ways. So really, they look outdated, even if you're on trend.
Right.
That's right.
I wouldn't say they look dated. I think if you go classic, it's going to.
Well, I'm
It's
not
not
talking about the
necessarily going to look
classic
dated
things,
50
but
years from now.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of the things you're going to wait around to have it come back in. Here's the thing I was going to tell you not to spend a lot of money on, because these things do change, and I've changed them 3 times. Choose different hardware, like handles and pulls, that are not so expensive, and you can get great looking ones that aren't that expensive. Because I've changed mine out 3 times, and I don't want these huge expensive things, because I may do it again.
Yeah, I haven't changed mine. I didn't spend a lot on mine, but I still like mine. So yeah, but yeah, there's plenty of inexpensive sources for those. So I don't really think you need to spend a lot on those pulls and
Oh, no,
lights,
that's
for sure.
one of the things that I am always surprised. I think people think they have to spend a lot of money on something like that, but that is a place where you can save so much money.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Check
with
out
you.
your local hardware stores. A lot of them have great lines now. I mean, people are making companies are making so many more things now than they used to. You don't have to buy them and order them in advance. You could, get a whole bunch of them off the shelf, take them home and see if you like them. If you don't, bring them back. You can change the color if you want to spray paint them with a metal spray paint or something like that. You can go vintage, which is what I did, and I got mine like for a song. You just have to make sure they have the right number of them.
Let's talk about 2 other things. Let's talk about flooring and backsplash. I think keep your flooring classic. I think wood is a great way to go. Some people shy away from it. I've had wood in my kitchen for, again, 24 years. And it looks pretty good. I mean, my kitchen is the hardest used room in my house. And we've had a lot of kids, a lot of dogs, a lot of company, a lot of family, and it looks pretty good. And then when it doesn't, we can have it redone.
Right. We have wood as well, and I do really like it. So that is something, but even if you were on a super tight budget, and if I had to go with vinyl, I'd go with those black and white checkerboard kind of tiles.
I agree 1,000%. I love that. Is a gorgeous, timeless look. Now, the only caveat in an open concept, that does look a little busy, unless you make everything sort of a toned down, very much the color palette of your kitchen. To carry that through the rest of your house. But yeah, I think those black and white tiles are timeless. I don't know. I know a lot of people in the South really, like in Florida and things, like tile, because I guess it's because it's cool. But I would not mess with grout. I would have to go groutless. Because it's just, I had a family member who had tile floors, and they were always, unless you have black or gray grout, it was white. They were always cleaning it with a toothbrush.
Oh my goodness.
No.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Even
that's not happening in my house.
That's slave labor.
And that was a while back. So maybe there's a product I don't have.
Well, I think those
tiles,
tile wood, the tiles that look like wood, which are amazingly realistic.
Yes.
looking. And a lot of them, you don't even have to have the grout lines because they just sort of fit together. So I would investigate that, or you can do a grout that's the same color as the wood. And the grout, it's not, because in regular tile, oftentimes the grout is part of the look. But in those wooden ones, obviously, if it's trying to replicate a wooden floor, you wouldn't have grout in a wooden floor, right? So they don't make it so it's apparent to the eye.
Oh, much better.
You see what I'm saying? So that might be a good way to go if you like not only the feel of tile on your floor, but you're worried about durability with wood in your kitchen, but you like the wood look, I would look into that for sure, because I've gotten a bunch of samples. We were thinking about doing that out in the barn, but it's just too big of a space. And I thought, oh, it's just going to be too expensive. And that's when we just went with the staining the concrete, which is, that's a certain look. And that may not be, considered timeless down the line, but it's an exterior kind of building. So I'm fine with that out here.
Right. I just think, and you're thinking of concrete. I mean, I have a concrete table, a dining room table I absolutely adore. However, I wouldn't put concrete, concrete is, a little bit on the hot side right now, from all the fixer upper stuff. No, stay away from all that real hot and now stuff, and really work on what do I see that from 1920 that really looks great now. And it's like black and white floors. Again, we said cabinets that are timeless design and color, countertops that are durable, again, timeless color. The other thing is, let's do backsplashes, because right now I didn't have a backsplash for like a decade. And then we put beadboard, because it's a farmhouse look. Well, I've been over it for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Already. And so I keep saying, well, we're going to do this. We have to finish a bathroom though before we do anything. But I think I'm going to go subway marble.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because that's timeless with my black soapstone, because I think that's a good look. But Kelly, if I did it again, I would do what you did for your backsplash.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know what I did with the backsplash, is I did marble all the way up, just slabs of marble. I have no grout. I have no outlets because I did a plug mold up under my cabinetry, so you can't see them. So you just see the marble, and I adore it.
But you also have marble counter, correct? You have marble counter and the same marble going up the wall.
Yeah.
I love that.
When I walk into my kitchen, that's my happy place. But I also think if anybody walked into my kitchen, like they did some time travel or something and they landed in my kitchen, they might not know what year it is. And I think that's probably, a good barometer of whether or not you're grabbing this timeless style. I mean, us, we don't have a Keurig, but maybe if somebody had something like that on the counter, Nancy Drew might be able to figure out what year it is. But
that's a good point, because that's kind of my way to say, is this timeless or not, is, can you tell me when this house was built or this room was put together, right? What you just said. If you can look at it and you go, well, I can't really tell, then, that's a good sign that it's a timeless look.
That is a very good sign.
That was 1998 when the da-da-da was popular, right. Then, yeah.
Kind of just like my face. Like, I don't want somebody to be able to say, I know what year that face was made. Keep them guessing.
Scaring me. Yeah,
honey. Sure. And some people you can say, I know when you had your facelift. So you have to be careful. But anyway, let's get back to the kitchens. I think it's so important to say to yourself, what is going to stand the test of time? And then what do I need to freshen up to keep my kitchen looking timeless, and not get into that trap when I have this lovely mother who owns this beautiful home, thinking about selling it. She has kept up with everything in her house. Her kitchen, she did not redo. And it looks timeless. I think she's going to get all the cabinets resurfaced. I do think she's going to have that done. But it's such a shame, because I know that she could get such a bigger price for resale. And she hasn't loved it for the last maybe decade. And she keeps saying, well, I guess I should have it.
Okay. Can I ring in there?
Yeah.
Obviously I'm not a real estate agent, but I bought and sold a lot of houses in my life. And I'm, What do we joke about, Anita? I'm not a real estate agent, but I play one in life, right?
That's right.
And I'm also friendly with a lot of real estate agents. Now, it won't be for everyone because there are the people that want to show up at your house with their toothbrush and that's all. Like they don't want to do anything. They just want to move in and start living their life. But I would say most people, even if it's just a nesting instinct, they want to put their own mark on a house.
I do agree with that. But you don't
this
want to
is
have
a little off topic, but since we're talking about kitchens, and if you have a kitchen that you're thinking about, maybe I should renovate it, but I'm going to sell my house in a couple of years, I would say to you, go buy yourself some new bowls and a bouquet of flowers and leave your kitchen as it is. Because if I or anybody sort of like me came to buy your house, I would not want to pay more for the granite that you picked out that I probably don't like. Right. Or I kind of like, but it's really not exactly what I wanted. And now I know I'm paying more for it and you've done it, but you didn't even live there long enough to really enjoy it.
Well, but this is what I'm saying. You need to, that's why you need these mini renos so you can enjoy what you have.
You should be enjoying it, not doing it at the last minute. But I don't think you get more money when you're trying to sell your house because you've renovated your kitchen in the last year with the eye towards it being somebody else's kitchen. You can't make the kitchen the way the person who's going to buy your house wants it to be.
Well, I think the more timeless you can make a kitchen, the better off you are, though.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh, so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
Well, I will say the reason I think we got such a great price on our house in the mountains is because the kitchen looked so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so bad. Nobody wanted it.
And the fact that the outside of it was painted peach, which thankfully we have corrected.
Right.
But I think those two things drove down the price, and it was, for what it was, very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
So
for your view alone is priceless.
Right, but that peach, I think people said, and believe me, we painted over it, and yeah, that was an expense because I think they had to have 40 foot. No, I think the 40-foot ladder wasn't tall enough. I don't know. It was
40
it's like,
feet. Oh, because you have that one side that's real long.
Well, because it's on the top side of the mountain, so it's like the basement on the back is up 8 feet off of the ground. And then there's the first floor and the second. Anyway, it's pretty tall. But anyway, yeah. So I think that really helped our pricing. And so I thought, I don't want to pay for a kitchen that, like, I'm going to redo the kitchen anyway. So I don't want to pay for it to have recently. So it worked out for me. But I think some people, if they had just painted the cabinets and replaced the countertop, I think they could have gotten more money from.
I think so too. That's what I think.
But I'm glad they didn't do it because now I can do it the way I want.
That's exactly right. So we just really want you thinking about what, if you're going to, even if you have a kitchen, what can I change in it? Or what can I, make a timeline, like what needs to be changed every now and again to give it an updated, more timeless look. I think that's really, really important.
So remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time. Hey everybody, we want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.